Good morning. Does anybody else have this problem? How the hell is everybody? I eaten the final 2 or 3 pieces of this jerky. I've only got one package of jerky left, and I'm gonna go get that for you here in a second, just so you can see how much jerky I've eaten this year. You guys are going to be just absolutely amazed at how much jerky I've eaten this year. This is all I have left right here, and this is a hot pepper jerky, but it's hot, but it's got pepper encrusted on the back, on the outside. That's all I got left from this year, and I had like 15 of these bags. So yeah, I'm in the process of finishing my jerky up, and if anybody wants just a little bit of this yet that hasn't had any, I will send some to you. We don't have any sweet stuff left, so all we got is the hot stuff. Well, what I got here, as you can see, I got my coffee sitting in the background there. We'll just have to go like that a little bit, move this over here so you don't really see my dirty pants. But I got one package here, and I opened up the outside a little bit, but I ain't looked inside yet, and I couldn't figure out where this address is from or who this guy was. And then I got to thinking, I think I know where this is from. So let's open this up a little bit. All right. Come on, get in there. This is, I believe, from our neighbors to the north. And yes, I think so. Thanks for interest in my Canadian coinage. Yep, that's what I thought. This is from Block Blockas. This is street art from Ontario or Toronto, Canada. He takes pictures of it and he puts it on postcards. Kind of cool. I got that one. He did write me a nice little note on the back, which I appreciate. And a magnet from Block Blockas. So that going right down here on my file cabinet with the rest of my magnets. Let's see if I can find a decent spot for it. I don't want to move Toolies out of the way there. Let's move that over there and put that right up there. Be right underneath Supreme Ginger Stacker. There we go. That looks good. All right. We got Canadian coinage. That's what we have here. So we're going to put a little bit of that down there. We'll just unpack some of this stuff. I got up late today. I was up late last night again. I'm always up late. And I get up late, which is going to have to end here shortly. You guys, by the name on this video, could just about guess last night and over the weekend, we had tornadoes in Iowa and southern Minnesota again. And if you really didn't realize where I live in Mitchell County, Iowa. And you can look that up on a map if you want to. But it's north central, northeastern Iowa. And tornadoes were mostly all to the west of us, going northeast, coming from the southwest. It looked like we might be on the eastern edge of it, but we weren't. And we got rain. We didn't get any of the hail. We got good rain. So these farmers around here got lucky again. One of these years they won't be so lucky, and they won't get that rain in the springtime. And then they'll wish that they hadn't. They'll wish that they hadn't tiled off all of their drainage ditches in their wetlands. But they haven't had a bad experience yet. One year they'll have a bad experience, and Iowa will turn into a dust bowl because these guys never learn. They just never fucking learn. So you guys have this problem the same as I do. I bring stuff in, I look at it, then I go put it back out in the safe or whatever, and then I'm looking in the drawers, I'm looking around, and I find stuff. I find stuff just laying around here. You know what that is, don't you? It's a fish scale, Canadian nickel, but it's so worn you can't see a date on it. You can tell it's a Canadian nickel. You can tell by looking at the king on it. You know kind of what decade it was from, but it's so worn you can't see a date. So a lot of this 925 stuff that I can't see a date on, I just save it. I save it and I have it melted and made into something else. You can see the NTS on, and you can see the 10, the crown. So you got 10 cents, Canada, and there's supposed to be a date under it. I can see a 9. That's all I can see is the last digit is a 9. And that's all I can see. There's nothing else visible on this coin on the backside. So it's probably, I don't know, 18, 19. No, 1919. I don't know, man. I find stuff like that all the time laying around here. Most of the other 925 stuff, and I had a lot of it like this that I sent to Ginger and had Ginger make me a channel round out of, and I showed you guys that before. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. I had Ginger make me a channel round. You guys have seen it before. 1.3 ounces of 925. And right over there by my thumb, 1 of 1. So that's what I do with it. You can do a whole bunch of stuff with 925, but that's what I do with it. Anyway, I got a bunch of that stuff, and I have a whole bunch of this foreign coinage up here. I have 4 hands full. I got 4 hands full like this. 4 of them, 4 handful like that. That I'm going to be giving away here shortly. I just got to figure out how to do it. but I got 4 handful like that. So 4 people are going to win foreign coinage. I got 4 handful like that laying up here on the table, and that'll be for my 200th subscriber giveaway. I was kind of wondering what I was going to do for that, but I have decided that I will do that. I know a lot of people collect foreign coinage, so I'm going to do that. So we'll have 4 winners. I just haven't decided how we're going to do it yet. I will let you know. Well, one of the things I did get from Blockas is this cute little piece right here. The Inukshuk grinding the way. And I believe, I think this is $4.95 if I'm not mistaken. It's a $20. Hold up a second. Gotta look. Yeah, $9.99 pure. It says guiding the way. Inukshuk. So this one ought to be pretty cool. Ooh, look at that, would you? Yeah, that's kind of neat. That's a 2018 coin, too. There's Her Majesty. Yeah. But that, I thought, was an interesting coin. Real interesting. And so let's just read about it a little bit, should we? In the French and English version. Oh, by the way, this is a mintage of 5,000, and this is $38.95. 3895 of 5,000. Let's see the coin. Features a proud spiritual emblem of Canada and the North, the Inukshuk. Like the guardian of its gold-plated landscape, the engraved Inuit stone marker points away beneath a stylish representation of the Aurora Borealis. The gold-plated obverse features the silver effigy of her queen, blah, blah, blah. So that's what the Inukshuk is. It is a guardian of the North. Well, that's kind of neat. I like that coin. Anyway, Blockas is a real neat auction. If you guys haven't been there, you should probably go, especially if you like Canadian stuff. I am a Canadian collector, so therefore I go. Yeah, we'll just put that in there and that'll go outside. That'll go outside with my other Canadian stuff. All right. And then I picked up, I think a little bit older, that one right there. I kind of forget what was in here, but if you look, Got a nice little clasp on it. If I can get that opened up. It's got a nice little leaf on it. A nice velour. Nice blue velour. I forget what was in here though. Ooh, and that's a spring-loaded lid. All right. Enclosed are 13 enhancement cards that accompany each coin in this case. To house these core cards with the collection, simply place the cards in either of the two apertures found in the inside of the case. 6 cards in one aperture and 7 cards in the other, in whatever order you prefer. Okay, let's see. Are they in the envelopes? No, they are not. They are not in the envelope. So they have to be up here. And it certainly looks like they are. So let's take those out of there, should we? Oh, these are not going to be easy to get out. I can see that. Wow, those are not going to be easy to get out. I almost like to have them back in the original envelope. Wow, that's quite something. Well, let's see. So you got one that goes with each coin. You got one Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Quebec, and Ontario right here. And these are 25-cent coins now. These are quarter size. So we're going to put them right there. And then over here, we'll get these out of this side. And we'll take a look at those. Come on there, you. All right, there we go. Here we have Manitoba. This is a 1992 commemorative dollar from Canada. And then we have the Yukon, the Northwest Territories, the British Columbia, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. And let's get that dollar out of there because that one doesn't go with the 25 cents. All right, you see that one? It's got the commemorative dollar. That one doesn't go with the 25 cents, 25 cents, 25 cents. Okay, that's what these guys are right here. And this one would be the extra one. So we will just take the card off and show you exactly what that set looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 coins. And there's that Canadian dollar in the middle. And then the 25 centers for all the territories. Yeah, it takes a lot of room up in the safe, but you know what? I wouldn't have that any other way. Oh, look at this. The dollar coin. It's kind of a golden coin. And it has a commemorative date on it right down there at the bottom. Hey, let's see if I can get it to focus on it. Yeah, 1867 to 1992. And you can see it's got that like 10-sided coin. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 11-sided. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11-sided coin. Awful nice. I do like the set. I don't know what it cost me. Don't really care. And I'll put them all back in there. Right side up and facing the right way. But yeah. And see, that's where the little in their little things that keep them in there. But yeah, that's where they go. And I'll probably put them back in there. I don't know. That's kind of neat, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 provinces and one for the country. But that's kind of a neat set. I don't know. I like that a lot. I really do like that set. That Yukon's nice. Where is that Yukon? Over here? Yeah. Over here. Kind of like them, man. Kind of like them. Hi, Bellows. Jeff Rubin Gatita is here. Well, I had to run into town to the bank real quick this morning after I got up at 10 something, and I run into the bank. I ran over to my brother's. He's not there yet, so I have to go back over to my brother's and drop something off. I buy coins. I buy some stuff for my nephew, which would be his son. And he's a sports memorabilia guy. So, come on, out of there, you. A sports memorabilia guy. So I buy sports memorabilia, cards, coins, whatever I can buy for him. And I have a couple of coins that he hasn't said he wants yet. I have that 1 ounce Baseball Hall of Fame coin. I got the 1 ounce and the ½ ounce, the one that's shaped like a glove in a baseball, National Baseball Hall of Fame. And I have, and those two are slabbed, and I don't know what I paid for them, but I will have to check. And he hasn't said he wants those yet, but I bought a gold 10 quarter ounce, the same coin, but it's gold. It's quarter ounce, and he said he didn't want that one because that's a little bit pricier than what he can afford right now. I said, I still got it. It ain't gonna go anyplace. So I have that coin for him, and so there's 3 coins I have for him that he hasn't bought from me yet, but he has bought everything. And I was just dropping off over at my brother's place. I was just dropping off 4 coppers, 4 1 ounce copper, and they were in cards. They were packs that were open, and whoever opened the packs did a good job. They opened them from the bottom. They left the cards in the packs, everything. So yeah, I bought those for him. And I was going to drop those off, but he wasn't out there yet. My brother has a place. He bought that from my stepdad. I don't know how many years ago. God, it's been many, many years ago. That's where my stepdad's folks lived. So it'd been his old place. And he moved a ½ mile down the road and bought a place there and built. And then my brother bought that when I think he was in high school, or just when he was getting out of high school. Needed a place to live, and he raised kids there, got married there, got divorced there, finally tore the house down because it was so old. And all that's out there now is his shop. There was a barn there, there was a hog house there, there was a corn crib there, there was another shed, there was a shop, there was a hog house, another hog house, chicken house, honey house, all kinds of little buildings that have all been torn down except for his shop now. And He buys and sells traps. He is a trap collector. He fixes traps up and resells them. Has one hell of a collection of traps. Anyway, he lives in town. It's a few miles away, and shows up out at the farm every day, fixes traps, loads up trailers, goes to different swaps and meets and stuff. And I used to go with him quite a little until I started getting health problems. I used to go to National Trappers Convention and the State Trappers Conventions all the time. Oh, looks like I gotta put that down a little bit. All the time. What were the other ones they went to? Fur harvesters. We go to the fur harvester sales and fur harvesters meetings all over the United States, trapping conventions, and we went all over the place, man. And I quit going once I started having health problems, and I should probably start going again. But he's been going, and he got my wife's cousin, Steve, who lives a ways away, not too far, 8 miles away. Got him interested in trap collecting, and he has a nice collection of them now also. But yeah, I had to run to town, so just, kind of making a big circuit, running around. So it'll be 11 miles into town from my place, and then 11 miles back out to his place, and then another 5 miles from my place. So it's just a big circle. And I got to take those copper cards over there, because he goes up and sees his son, Michael, I don't know, once a week, once every couple of weeks. And they had a sale they went to together this last weekend, and I didn't have those cards. So the next time he sees them, I'll probably have some more for him. I don't know, but I try to help him along. I bought him silver, I bought him gold, and I bought him copper, bought him just paper cards from St. Jude's auction. I bought a bunch of sports cards, and he wanted all those, and he wanted, he wanted these coppers. I have to check with him about the two silver ones. I'm gonna have to bring those in, the Baseball Hall of Fame gloves that are slabbed. I know he doesn't want the gold because it's too expensive for him, but I'm going to make him a deal, and I will give it to him at spot price, and he can pay me overtime for his collection. So that'll be a good thing. I don't know who was on this morning. I didn't see anybody on, so I'm just going to go check again real quick. I got MLZB coming on later at 7 p.m. I don't know. I don't see anybody else on this morning. Not doing just a quick cursory look, but I didn't see anybody else on this morning. So I thought I'd come up and just show you what I got. I wish I'd have had a little more for you, but that coin there is, I like that. That Inukshuk, guiding the way, Inukshuk. That I like that coin a lot, and I do very much like this set. I do very much like that set, and I'm really interested into getting some more of these picture postcards that he took of all the street art in Toronto. Because I'm going to tell you what, some of the street art, and you should see the big picture of the street art on the building. the taggers in the United States could take some lessons from the people in Canada, because these guys know how to draw. These guys know how to draw. Hey, Alaskan Assassin, how are you, buddy? I watched your video the other night. It was a part 17 mail opening. Pretty good. So yeah, I'm interested in getting some more of these, because that's some art there, buddy. That is some art there. You know, I am waiting on a package from Kiwi, and I know he takes forever to get stuff to you, but he's got a pan, a gold panning pan, a snuffer bottle, and a vial in there for me, because I'm going to start trying to pan gold. Just something I've always wanted to try, so I'm going to start doing that. And I'll buy bags of pay dirt to start with. But I'm getting impatient. I want to put some content on this channel about panning, because I've watched other guys. You know, I subscribe to a lot of them, but it looks like it's fun as hell to me. And I have a river. I have a river right down here. And I think I've explained this before. It's a small river. It only runs from Minnesota, just east of Austin, Minnesota, which is like 30 miles to the north. It runs down through here, goes down through my nephew's property, and it joins the Big Cedar River down in Nashville, Iowa. So it's all of about 80 miles long. Most people would call it a big creek. It's a small river, but it's called the Little Cedar River, and it's just on the east side of the Big Cedar River. And we're in between the Big Cedar, the Turkey, the Iowa, and what's on the other side over there? Oh, there's another one on the other side of the big. Oh, we got the Chickasaw in here, which is another small river. And what else we got? A lot of small rivers that feed in a little bit bigger rivers. Oh, I can't think of the one over there by Norris Springs. What is that one? But I want to go down here and pan in this river down here just to see if there's any gold, because I pick up a lot of quartz. There's a lot of limestone here, a lot of clay, limestone. So I'm thinking that if there was any gold that came down with the glacier, it would have been deposited right along here because of the clay and the limestone. So we'll see, man. I don't know. And there's a lot of quartz here. I pick up quartz all the time. I have one quartz rock outside in my flower garden I picked up down by the river that is as big as a soccer ball. And so there are quartz deposits here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 quarries real close to us. One that's just right across the section over here, Dines Quarry, which is just 1.5 miles from me. Just 1.5 miles. And then the St. Ansgar Quarry is just up there about 10 miles away, 11, 12 miles away. And I would like to go and just look and see and ask if they ever run into quartz veins, and if they pile it somewhere special, can I go through piles and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, this creek or river runs through my stepdad's property from north to south. And there's probably 80 acres of river bottom and trees there, 75 to 80 acres. So I would like to just try it on some of the bends and see. Probably won't be anything, but I've actually picked up a couple pieces of quartz when I'm out turkey hunting and stuff. I'm always looking for rocks, but picked up a couple pieces of quartz that have had sulfides and gray specks in them. I thought there was gold in one of them at one time until I got a loop and started looking closer. But I have rocks, quartz that are stained with rust and have cracks in them and stuff. So you can tell that there could be, it's a gold bearing rock. And if there's any gold that came with it, it would have got dumped out. But you don't know until you look. So I was online last night looking for gold pans, just because I'm getting the urge. I'm getting the urge, and they have whole kits. So if anybody has suggestions as to the best kind of gold pan, a big one, small one, classifiers, all of that good stuff. Anybody sells that in kits or individually or whatever, let me know. I will certainly go look at it. Yeah, Humble, I was there the other night. I have fun watching other people pan for gold. I learn a lot by watching other people. So it's time for me. It's time for me to try it. As I get older and I have more health issues, and it's not that I'm unhealthy internally. I have a lot of muscular skeletal issues because of jumping out of airplanes and carrying heavy rucksacks for 14, 15, 16, 20 damn years. But 14 in special forces, so carrying a rucksack a lot of missions, a lot of miles. So yeah, can't walk near as far on uneven ground. It's just not the way I used to be. So now I got to start looking for hobbies that aren't as physically demanding. Now, trying to get down to the river with a spade and pails and classifiers and pans and stuff, that's going to be a treat. But I have trails through the woods where I can drive a four-wheeler, so I can get close to the river on a four-wheeler. And I do still have hip waders. I don't have any chest waders yet, but I still got my hip waders. Matter of fact, I still got trapping equipment out. I sold most of my traps. I had 800 to 1,000 traps on drags. I sold all that finally. I sold the drags to the guy that made them. I sold the traps to my brother. I sold some traps, coyote traps, to another guy up here by McIntyre. So, hey, freaking awesome. No, that's fine. I'm happy and glad that you share the page all the time, man. You do a good job of doing that, and I appreciate that a lot. Probably with your help that I managed to get over 200 subscribers. I mean, the number of subscribers is not a big thing to me. I enjoy doing videos and talking to you guys, especially. But I'm not monetized. I don't have commercials. I don't have sponsors. I don't have any of that stuff. I just want to make videos to show you guys what I buy, to show you guys some of the stuff I do. I probably should make more videos, or yeah, I should probably make videos on my phone and then upload videos instead of doing lives all the time. And I probably will do that because I want to put more content on about my butchering room and the gantry system that we made this year and the walk-in cooler. and actually butchering, actually doing that kind of stuff. And it's like today's thumbnail. I have a whole folder of the fur shed. And this is when I quit. That's when I quit trapping because I couldn't walk down into ditches like I used to. So I thought it'd be a good idea to skin fur for other trappers, because a lot of guys trap a lot of fur and don't have time to actually skin or take care of their own fur. They sell on the carcass, and they're losing money by doing that. So I would custom skin for them. I would charge $1 or something a coon to skin one, brush it out, make it look good. They could probably get $3 back on their investment, so they're getting half of it back. So they're making $1.50, $2 just by having me do that. And so I skin coon, I skin fur, I did everything. I'll skin skunk, I don't care. And I've had skunk. I got one spray in my face and on my shirt. So yeah. And a lot of times on coons, you'll cut into pus pockets. And I've got pus pockets in the mouth. And it's not as fun as you think. It's not as clean as you think. And what I did was I made my own skinning machine. I looked at other ones that were on the market. I took pictures at trappers conventions and measurements, and I made my own. Made improvements, and I made my own. It served me well for many years, and then I sold it to my brother who collects the traps, and he has it now. Hey, Angry, what's up? And so I got all of that. I have pictures yet, and so the picture, the thumbnail this time is me on the bench, and I'm opening up coons. Because when you have a skinning machine, you have to be able to put them on the gambrel and hook the fur into clamps. And I had two sheet metal vice grips welded on either side. And so the legs go in there, you clamp them on, and you start pulling. And I had a winch on there with a cable that went up over the top, but I had a foot switch that I got from Ranger. It was a up-down foot switch. And I've seen switches on tables mounted where you could use your hand, and you got a knife in one hand, you got switch in the other, and it doesn't work. I wanted both of my hands free, so I got a switch from Granger, a foot switch that went up, down, like that, and rewired everything. And when my wrists got so bad that I couldn't actually grip fur anymore because my arthritis is so bad in my wrists and my fingers, and this finger actually catches. I go like that, it'll catch, and see, it catches, and it's just arthritis and calcium buildup and stuff. And as you get older, you just you let things go and you find new things. Well, I let the trapping go. I let the skinning go. I still butcher. I still help butcher. I can still cut up meat. I can still can. I can still dehydrate. You know, I can still do all that stuff. And cook. I can cook. But now, and I still make blades. I still make knives. Matter of fact, I'm working on a handle for a corn knife right now, and I'll be out there doing that today. I'm making a trap spring knife. I've got that about where I want it, and now I'm going to take it back out to the forge, and we're going to get that hot. We're going to get it straight, and I'll probably work on it a little bit more. I'm not gonna put it in the quench yet. And I have a hatchet I have to make for my nephew's boy. And the hatchet is made. It's just about done. and it can just about go into quench. I have to drill holes for handles. I have to do a little more polishing on it, a little bit more sharpening, and then it can go into the quench. And then we can clean it up and then put a handle on it and get it finalized. But he wants it done this summer. He's a 10-year-old and he's very impatient. So if I get him interested in making knives and blades, I'd be happy if I can get him interested. His sister is a little shit too. What is she, 8? One of my favorite girls right there. Abbreviating everybody's names, yeah. Freaking awesome. You're a managing moderator on my channel, so you can do whatever you like. I don't think I have any other moderators. I'm not sure how to do that, but I'm going to give everybody a wrench so everybody can go and I don't know if I can do that while I'm live. I might be able to do that while I'm live. I don't know. Let's see. What does this mean here? Moderation activity is on, timestamp, participant, community moderation. Let's go there. And then community moderation, settings, standard moderator, managing moderator, add standard moderator. Okay, how do I do that? I got to have hidden user, cracker set. Okay, how do I do that? I have to have people's names on there, right? Paste the channel URL of a user to add as a standard moderator. So I'd have to copy and paste, and then I don't know how to do that. So I got to figure out how to do that. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. So I have to figure out how to do it. Yeah, I know that, freaking. Most of you guys that come and watch me anyway are pretty good. I've watched a couple of guys on Kiwis. I've watched, and he's had to take wrenches away from everybody and then re-wrench some people. Like I got re-wrenched. I got my wrench taken away. Then I got re-wrenched on Kiwis because he had a couple of people come in and they were just, and you could catch them right away, and I could block them and whatever, but they still managed to get in there. So, yeah, I know they can be a pain in the ass. I don't have, I'm not on the phone, I'm on the computer, so. I don't know, let me try just clicking on your name and holding it, and, all right, add as moderator, okay. I'll put you on there as a standard moderator. Okay, Alaskan Assassin Ventures, you are now a standard moderator. Let's see if you get a wrench. I don't know. There you are. Okay, now I know how to do it. All right, Humble, just wait a second. God damn it. Come back here. Quit moving. Okay. Okay. Where am I at? Bellows? Oh, I'm learning new things all the time here. I am learning new things all the time. Who said you can't teach an old dog new tricks? All right. Well, that's working. When am I going to go get a haircut? You might be asking yourself. I don't know. Is this long enough? Is that long enough to go get cut and donate? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to go see my. I'm gonna have to go see my gal that cuts my hair and see what she thinks. Oh man, that's good stuff. And see what she thinks. You guys are going to be very, very, very surprised when you see me back to my military haircut days, when this is all cut off and there's just peach fuzz there and no ponytail. Oh, you guys are welcome. I just didn't know how to do it, and now I know how to do it. So, yeah, now I know how to do it. So, there we go, like that. Now, I really do. I think what I'll do is take my phone, go out and do some videos, and upload those onto the channel also. And then that way we'll have a little more content that's more than just opening packages, but you know, and me pontificating. But that's why I want to, you know, I want to do some panning because it interests me. I'm interested in gold. Even with gold at 32, 33, 34, I'm still buying it little by little, still buying it. I'm not, hey, Chappie, let me do you, buddy. Okay. You are now a standard moderator. All right. Because it interests me. I think it would interest you. I am very interested in gold. Silver, you know, I'm not as much of a silver guy as I am a gold guy, although I have, let's just say, and I'm just going to round it, and I don't know for sure, but I'm going to say I got probably 1,000, 1,200 ounces of silver, maybe. And I know damn straight I got about 1/10 of that in gold. Gold interests me more than silver does. Why? Because gold is a tier 1 asset. Gold is money, has been money for years. I believe the aliens came here to mine gold. I believe we were genetically modified to mine gold for them. That's why we prize gold so much. And gold just, I don't know. It interests me more. Silver is more of an industrial metal, always has been, I think. It was used as a monetary metal at some times, but yeah. Animals are a big watch, yes, but what I do to animals probably is not a big watch. Skinning, gutting, butchering, especially fur-bearing animals, cute ones like foxes and coons and coyotes and they're not little baby animals. They're full-grown, you know, during the trapping season, hunting season type animals. But people don't like to see that. That's cruel. Fucking whining. Anyway, yeah, a lot of people don't like to see that. I don't know. Would you like to see a picture of a trailer load? I mean, a trailer load of coon carcasses before I took them down to the pit and buried them? most people wouldn't. They wouldn't want to see that. Most people don't want to know where their food comes from. They really don't want to see pictures, videos of people actually how they kill cow, either with a bolt gun or shoot it, cut its throat, bleed it, haul it up, gut it, skin it, quarter it, let's say quarter a cow, and take it into the cooler and hang it for a couple of weeks. Take it out of the cooler, take it into the butchering room, and run it through the bandsaw and cut your steaks and chops and whatever. People don't want to see you cutting meat and putting it in packages. They'll buy it in a package, but they don't want to see where it comes from. I don't know, man. Cleaning fish and seafood live. Well, I don't know. It could be a thing, but if I did a skinning video, I could do a skinning video of pulling something by hand, because it's mostly pulling hide. It's a little cutting, but mostly pulling. And I could show the difference between that and on a machine, but I'd have to go over to my brother's place and do it on a machine there. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be doing more than a couple because my hands just won't grip them. But yeah, I can do it. I am not going to show you how to skin a coyote, because those goddamn things, you have to cut every goddamn little half inch. But coyotes aren't bad on a machine. Trying to pull one's a bitch, but otters are the same way. You got to cut them every little quarter inch. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and I'm maybe I'm just naive to how many streams are out there that actually show that kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe. I go back over here. You see those two guitars in the background there? So I got an electric, and I got an acoustic, and I don't really know how to play either one. I know the notes, the string notes, EAD, GBC, or GBE, but I don't know chords. I know all of the, I know the octaves there. Those little bars are octaves. I know that. I know the notes on the strings, but I don't know how to play. Really, I don't. I'd like to be able to play before I die about as good as Can. If I could get that good, I'd be happy. And we were on Can stream last night. I think I bought one thing anyway. And he offered some other stuff. So I think I'm gonna take him up on his offer of the other stuff. It's Canadian Olympic stuff. So I think I'm gonna take him up on that. But yeah, I like Can stream. I like Durban stream. I like Blocka's stream. Any place where I can get Canadian coins, basically. Hey, Wolfer Pedro. South of Soldotna? I've been through Soldotna. I hate to tell you, Pedro, but I've been to Alaska probably, 4 times? 4 times, probably. Never as a tourist, always as an Army dude. I mean, I've climbed 9,000, 10,000 foot mountains with 120 pounds on my back through triple fucking deadfall to do what the hell were we doing? We're doing a down pilot exercise. No, we were doing an E&E exercise, escape and evade. That one kind of threw me off because as you would walk, you'd find blueberry patches. You sat down a blueberry patch and you would just fucking chow down on blueberries. You got to thinking, what the fuck else eats blueberries up here? Bears. And here you are with a rifle and no fucking ammunition because the higher ups wouldn't give you ammunition to protect yourself, of course. So you become really hypersensitive to what's around you. Yeah, you know what, Pedro? I thought about moving there. If I was going to move from here, I would move either to Wyoming or Alaska. And because I've been to Alaska several times, that would probably be my first pick. I've never really been to Wyoming except to drive through. But I don't know how people, as they get older, in their 70s and 80s, how they get by in Alaska. Because you still have to cut wood. You still have to get your own food, unless you're living in town and you have natural gas or something. But I don't, and that's the only reason I didn't move there, I think, is because of that. Hey, Cartier, hold up a second. I got you too. I'll get you. All right, we got you added. Right. The ADGB from upper to lower, from thick string to thin string. You are correct, Humble. I know that, but I do not know all the octaves because all those bars are octaves along the neck, and I do not know what do they call them? Chords. I don't know chords. So very opposite in the winter. Yeah, and I know all that. And actually, there was a show on about that lady that lived up by the Arctic Circle, and it was like a hunting camp, and you could go up there, fly in, and the only way to get there was flying in, I think. I forget what the name of that show was, but that was a pretty good show. And I don't know if that lady still lives there or not, but she was in her 50s, 60s, 50s, 50s, I think, 40s, 50s, maybe 50s, 50s. And she was the only one there around that camp. She would have someone come in every once in a while, help her, and then back out. But just a single lady by herself. I liked that. I did like that show. That's when I watched TV, though. I don't watch TV anymore. I watch YouTube videos. That's what I do. I watch YouTube. So I don't know. I think I'm too old to move to Alaska right now. I don't think I really want to move. All of my daughters are someplace else. The one daughter's in Philadelphia. My other daughter, she bought a house and she lives in Waterloo, Iowa, which is an hour and 20 minutes that way south of me. And why she wants to live in Waterloo or Cedar Fall area, I don't know, but she does. Because that's where she went to school. So I guess she knows that area, and that she bought a house there. Okay, fine. It's a nice neighborhood. right down the street from a couple different schools. There's a church. It's not real far from a business district. So, and her back of her property is a farmer's field. There's an alley that runs down the back of her property, but then there's a farmer's field that has been bought and is going to become a sports complex field for the high school that's down the street. So that's what that's going to become. So eventually, I'm thinking that alley will probably be turned into a street on the back side of her property. I don't know. We'll see. Right now, she's putting in a garden. I hauled a bunch of bark throw off from when I'm splitting wood out here, a trailer load of that, and she wants me to bring down a trailer load of black dirt, so I'll do that. Yeah, I planned on fucking moving to Alaska too, but it just never did happen, Humble. Maybe I got my fill of Alaska when I was up there. I don't know. My wife wants to go. She's never been. She wants to go for our 50th anniversary. I told her we'd go. We got 9 years yet, or 8 years before our 50th. And I'd like to have all of my debt paid off by then. Some money saved up so I don't have to put everything on a card to take a trip. But what I would like to do, if we're going to take that trip, I would like to take a train from here across the United States to the west, up to Washington, get on a boat in Seattle or wherever up there on the coast, take the cruise ship up along the coast, up to Alaska, be able to get off in several different towns, go take pictures and see different places and stuff, so that my wife would be satisfied. If I went, I would like to go and shoot a moose or go deep sea fishing, but she's not going to want to do that, so that's not what we're going to do. Yes, I still have a dream of shooting an Alaskan moose. I would like to shoot an Alaskan moose. But as I get older, as I get more crippled up, that dream is probably going to fade with it. I did get my elk shot. I would like to shoot a pronghorn and a muley. Those two are doable yet. A moose would be, I think, doable if I was doing a water hunt from a boat. I think I could do that, but you're a 3-hour drive from Anchorage and you are going to be north and west, probably, or just straight north. Yeah. Yeah, a train ride from Anchorage to Denali would be great, man. I got to see most of Alaska from air bases and forts. I got to go to Fort Richardson, Fort Wainwright, Eielson Air Force Base. Whatever I saw of Alaska that wasn't on a base was usually walking in the bush. We did take collapsible fishing poles with us, and we did catch grayling, so that was one thing. Got to do that. And there was one evening where my team got free time. We were close to Anchorage, and they let us go downtown. Never let a team of guys go downtown, because the first thing we found was a pawn shop for gifts, of course. And the next place we found was a fucking strip club. And I fell in love at that strip club. Anyway, we had a great time in Anchorage, and we went back to base after that. And yeah, we were good. Nobody got arrested. Nobody got in trouble. a few fights, but nothing serious. Nobody lost teeth or anything. Nobody had to go to the emergency room. So if that's if all you get's a black eye or a bruised ego, that's fine. Yeah, AAA. I know. You're out on an island, aren't you? I was thinking you were, but maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Okay, Humble, we'll see you, man. Take it easy. Have a good day. I still got to run over to my brother's too this afternoon. I got to go out to the shop. I'm going to have to put this away in the safe out there. Oh, I'm running out of room in that safe. I need another one, so I'm going to have to go and buy another safe. It's just, and it's things like this right here. It's my Canadian collection that are really taking up uh, space. So I really, really, really got to get another safe. Anyway, I'll do that probably if I can find a sale on. Well, I could transfer some guns from one safe to another that I have in the house. I could put some in there, but that would get filled up pretty quick too. That's just a little one, so I'll get another big one. Yeah, I need to take a trip out to Montana to see my buddy out there too. My buddy lives in Stevensville, which is just south of, God damn it, Missoula. So, really? 42 in preparation for World War II. Somewhere in Alaska. That's fucking cool. I should bring out my dad's stuff from, I inherited all my dad's stuff from Korea, from his army time. I got all that stuff too. Wonder why Nelson is called that. All right. Wonder why Nelson is called that. I don't understand the statement, but okay. Um, yeah. Out in Alaska, 1942, in preparation for World War II. That is a wonderful part of history. And you know what, Pedro? If there is someone in your family that wants that stuff after you're gone, give it to them. But if there is no one in your family that wants that stuff besides you and you're concerned about it, donate it to a military museum somewhere. My dad's stuff, I asked all of my brothers and sisters if they wanted it. They don't want it. Um, and they probably don't want my shit either. So I'm going to make arrangements to have it all sent to um, a military museum. Because my dad's stuff is Korean War stuff. I'll have it sent to that museum. I just have to find it. My stuff I'm going to have sent down to probably Fort Bragg to the, I don't know, because I only did 14 years in Special Forces. I did 6 years, well, 5 years as a leg. So 3 years in the 1st Infantry Division, and 2 years in a reserve unit. And then I re-enlisted back into the 10 Special Forces group. So 15 years. And I'm not sure that Fort Bragg, the museum down there, would want my 5 years previous to that shit. I don't know. They might not. Nunavak Island is Kupik. Oh, okay. No, okay. Nelson. Did not Nelson, the guy named Nelson, also discover some things in Canada? It seems to me I have a coin that says something like that. I don't know. Macorius. On Nunavak. Only one village on Nunavak Island. Macoriuk. Macoriuk. That's good, Pedro. And I appreciated the history of my dad because I was in the military also. You know, I have my youngest brother, my youngest natural brother now, because I have 2 stepbrothers and 2 stepsisters that are younger. But my youngest natural brother, Brian, he was also in the reserves for 3-4 years. I don't know, whatever. Engineer unit up in Decorah, Iowa. Okay. I used to repair their radios and stuff up there. So, and the guy that worked with me repaired their weapons. And at the shop, their vehicles would come to our AMSA shop, which is an area maintenance support activity, where we did the maintenance for reserve units that they couldn't do for themselves on a daily basis because they're not there on a daily basis. They're only there once a month for a couple of days, and they can't take care of their daily maintenance. So we do that. We're Army Reserve civilians, but we also have to be in the Army Reserve. So we're called a dual status technician because in order to hold that job, that civilian job, you have to be in the reserves. Okay. So that's the dual status part of it. And we used to do their vehicles, their radios, night vision, weapons, all of that stuff that required daily, weekly, monthly maintenance. We would do that and did that for all the reserve units in Iowa. There was only, I think, one AMSA shop in Iowa, AMSA 26. And then there were satellite shops off of AMSA 26 under the final reorganization. They used to be standalone AMSA shops. There used to be 4 of them, one in each quarter of the state. And then I think they consolidated everything, one AMSA shop, and then the other 3 were satellite shops. I think that's the way it was. And then they went from the 88th Army Reserve Command to the 89th Army Reserve Command, blah, 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 blah. They just reorganized shit on a 5-year rotation, I think, just to confuse fucking people. But anyway. Yep, yeah. Nelson. I'm going to have to go out and look at my in my Canadian stuff. I'm pretty sure I got a Nelson coin out there. Got to look. Yeah, my dad was a radio teletype operator and mechanic. So he repaired them as well as operated them. And he developed cancer while he was there, got sick. And after being sick a while and they couldn't figure out what the hell was wrong with him, they put him in a PX So he was managing a PX at the end of the war. And then when they got out, he proceeded to have fucking 7 children. The last one was just born when he died, my brother Brian. I was 8 years old when he died. My older brother Steve was 10. So I think we were all 15 months apart, 18 months apart, something like that. So there were 3 boys, Steve, me, Phil. Then there were 3 girls, Linda, Kathy, Debbie. Then there was Brian at the end. And my dad died. So you have 7 children, all 10 and under, 1 just born, and you leave the woman with that. So needless to say, we were on government cheese for a while, but she got Social Security money for the amount of kids she had, and we had government assistance. But my dad got lymphoma. He got cancer. And all of the Korean War vets' records burned up in the fire in St. Louis at Arperson down there. That building burned, and that stuff was never transferred to Microfiche or never transferred to digital media. So I had to rebuild my dad's file, 201, from what he had in scrapbooks, what my mother and grandmother had in scrapbooks. And I got some of his stuff, like a cigarette case, the aluminum cigarette case that slid together. Remember them? I got a ring, a silver ring with the Signal Corps flags on. And I got a wallet. And inside that wallet was this piece of plasticized, and I looked at it under a microscope. It was his DD-214 that was miniaturized and plasticized. So I had his DD-214 blown up, redone, and rebuilt his file down at Arperson. I got all of his medals reissued. And by looking at orders that were in his scrapbook, I know what signal outfit he was with and under which higher army and all of that. So I pretty well got that all put together. Edward W. Nelson, who conducted the first detailed exploration of the area in the winter of 78-79 and found 6 people, including 1 trader. Tunanak. Really? 1 trader? Russian trader? Maybe? Back then, might have been a Russian trader. And a trader. That's interesting. Yeah, Tunanak is 7 miles from... Okay. So you are out in the sticks. Osage is 11 miles from where I live that way. Riceville is 11 miles from where I live that way. We have a little town over here. It's unincorporated. There's like 25 people that live there. It's called Little Cedar. It was a town at one time. It was incorporated. It did have a general store and a hardware and a dairy and a post office and a hardware. Oh, it was a great little town at one time, but it's going under also. So it's unincorporated now. There's nothing there for a business except for a granary, an elevator. That's it. That's the only place in town. Otherwise, it's just houses. And that's on the other side of the river. Because there used to be a mill on the river right there. There was a dam and a mill. On this little river, if you go upriver about 4 miles, there's a town of Stacyville. There was a mill there because the dam is still there. The dam in Little Cedar is out gone now, but the dam in Stacyville is still there. If you go up the river further, I think there was another mill up there close to Minnesota. Because I'm only 5 miles from the Minnesota line, so that river comes right down through. And there was a mill down, what was it called? Oh, shoot. Oh, I can't remember the name of the town now. God damn it. Because there's a cemetery still there. That's where my nephew lives and bought the property that was right in town there. And when he went to go get the deed done, when he bought the property, there were like 37 different deeds he had to go through because as the property was sold off, his father-in-law bought each little lot as it was sold off. And so he made it into one big farm, but there were like 37 deeds that had to be gone through when he did that. When my nephew bought the property. It's, oh my God, what a pain in the ass that was. Brownsville, that's the name of the town, Brownsville, Iowa. It was a town. And they had everything that a town had. And there was a dam right there and a mill. That dam is gone now. But I got a friend that lives on the other side of the river up on the hill. And then my nephew lives down across the river on the other side. And their property adjoins each other. And we deer hunt that and whatever. But I hunted that from the time I was in junior high. Or even when I was in grade school, 7th, 8th grade, we were coon hunting that. So, yeah, I don't know how Little Cedar's going to go when somebody eventually buys all that land. They're going to have to buy each individual property, and then each one of those has a deed. Each one of those is going to have to be that's going to be a pain in the ass too. But that's going to be years down the road, and that's not going to be for me to do. So, not going to be for me. Tununak. I'm trying to get my language skills here fine-tuned. I still have my Arabic course down in the basement with my other stuff. There was at one time in SF, we were being taught Russian. I remember being taught a little Russian. I hated Russian. Cyrillic languages just suck. And finally, we were learning Saudi. So I have a Saudi course down there. The Russian course, we went out to the language school out in California. And for Saudi, we had an MTT or a mobile training team come from the language school out to Great Lakes Naval Station because we were living out in Chicago at the time. That's where my reserve unit was at. And so Great Lakes is just up the road a little bit. And so we were learning Saudi up there. But I have the course downstairs yet. Do I remember any good pheasant hunting near me? No. Used to be when we had plenty of CRP ground, but a lot of that has come out of contract, and as soon as it comes out of contract, it gets farmed over. I have pheasants here because I have woods here all the way around me, and so I have pheasants, and I don't like people pheasant hunting because I only have a herd of about maybe 15 to 20. I watch them every once in a while. But no, pheasant hunting went away when CRP went away. We had good pheasant hunting back when I was in high school, man. Holy crap. We could go shoot 30 at 40 a day. But yeah, not anymore. Even the grouse or partridge. We used to have partridge here. And they're really good for surviving on open farm ground during the winter, but even them, they have gone away. I know of one partridge, Hungarian partridge flock. I know one yet. Quail have all gone away because everybody's taken out, all the farmers have taken out all the brushy fence lines and stuff. You used to have brushy fence lines that were 5-10 feet wide, and trees growing up in them and stuff, and used to be full of quail. Don't have that anymore because they've taken all the trees and brush out. Just to farm every fucking square inch. $10 tonight, Eastern Standard Time, so that'd be what, 11 o'clock here? No, be 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock here. 9 o'clock here. Okay. I will keep my eye open, Cartier. Hey, Hidden. How you doing, buddy? Hold on a minute. I will add you as a moderator. Okay, you should be added. See you, Hidden. Take care, buddy. Okay, Cartier, we'll see you also tonight, hopefully, if I remember. Yeah, Pedro, I know. Like I say, I live 5 miles from Minnesota. If you know where Rochester is a little bit east of me and north, 45, 50 minutes away. And then you got Austin over to the west, and they would be south of Rochester, but they would be west of me and north. So yeah, I'm kind of right there in the middle of that, closer to, yeah, right in the middle of them too. Down just over 5-6 miles over the border. All right, let's see, you guys. Rochester's 2 hours from you. Which direction? I'm guessing probably west and north, but I don't know. I forget which, somebody told me that their son lives in Rochester. I also have a sister that lives. My youngest stepsister, Judy, lives in Rochester. So northwest, I thought so. You're not up by Willmar, are you? My reserve unit used to be in Willmar because I used to log up there. If you know where Raymond is, Willmar, and those drainage ditches that are up there. They used to have big 90, 95-year-old cottonwoods on them that lined up those drainage ditches. Well, I worked for a guy that had a sawmill, and we were subcontracted to take the logs out. The contractor actually was contracted to dig the drainage ditches out to widen and deepen them, and that included taking down those cottonwood trees. Well, we were subcontracted to take down those cottonwood trees because my boss had a sawmill, so we would transport logs back to Iowa, cut them up into boards. They went, because cottonwood is so clean, they went into pallets for lockers for meat. That's where they went. So I spent 2 years up there logging. Oh, 45 minutes west of Mankato. Okay. You ain't too far from me, dude. You ain't far from me at all. I should write that. I should write shit down so I remember it. God. And, I was doing an inventory on my bee equipment. I got a guy that's interested in buying my bee stuff, so I have to go out and inventory it. I went through last night and just looked up prices. I don't know what's a fair price for 30-year-old shit. It's still good, but I'm figuring a quarter price of new, 25% of new. I don't know. I want to get rid of it, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Yeah, buddy, that's what I'm talking about. You know, if you came down here, we don't even have to go to a gun range. We can just shoot out back. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see here. I gotta do that. St. James. Okay. What's the main kiddo? Do you still work during the day, a regular job? Because that makes a difference of when I would be able to make a trip up. If you're still doing a regular job and you're not retired, or even then, if you're busy doing other things, we'd have to schedule something. But yeah, I'd be very into that. I would be very into that. I would bring a truckload of guns and ammo. Are we talking pistol or rifle range? Make a difference. And if you came down here, I actually have a gun dealer that lives a mile, well, I think mile, 2 miles, mile and a half to the east of me, Pearson Guns. And he has a hell of a range set up there too, so we could go use that. Gary Pearson was an Air Force vet during Vietnam. He flew on B-52s. I think he was a tail gunner. Health problems from Agent Orange. He was also an Alamo Scout leader with me down here. So you work 24/7. Yeah. I got you. Yeah. Ooh, shotguns too, buddy. I'm not a big shotgun guy unless it's a combat shotgun. I have shotguns because I used to bird hunt, and I'll still take one out every once in a while and shoot these fucking pigeons that are around here in my shed. But I don't know, the one over here. God damn, I should show it to you. I don't know if it's up here or downstairs. I thought I had it up here, but maybe it's downstairs. I bought a Browning Browning Sweet 16. It's a 16 gauge. It's the old A5. It's a Belgian gun. It's got a couple of rust spots that somebody had tried to sand off on the barrel. Nothing structurally bad about it. I used that gun deer hunting for many, many, many years. That gun was the most accurate gun with the old pumpkin ball slugs in. They call them rifle slugs, but they're not, just a big chunk of lead that had grooves cut in them for rifling. And it's a smooth bore barrel. It's a bird barrel. But the most accurate with those old pumpkin ball slugs. Then you started putting the newer slugs in them, and it wasn't as accurate. But those old pumpkin ball slugs, it could really throw that lead downrange very accurately. I mean, even more accurate than a rifled barrel Sabot slug shotgun for some reason. Don't know. And I bought that gun for $125 from a guy. That gun's worth what? Over $1,000 today. Way over $1,000. So yes, I like Mossbergs though. I like Mossberg pumps a lot. I like old 870 pumps a lot. I have a couple of Chinese and Czech made or Turkish made shotguns that are just those are clubs. They're throwaway guns, basically. They're shit guns, but they fire. So I got plenty of ARs in different calibers. I don't have a 300 Blackout, but I got a 350 Legend, a 400 Legend, 450 Bushmaster. I don't have any AR-10s because most of my big guns are bolt action. I am partial to Remington 700s, Winchester 70s, and Ruger's, the A1s, and I have several of those, but those are the ones I'm partial to. I do have a 338 Win Mag, 7mm Rem Mag. My Rem Mag is the one I went elk hunting with. I like that gun. If I was going to get a new hunting rifle, bolt action, I think I would get a 7mm PRC. I think that's what I would get for a long range. But, hey, Yeah. I have 1, 2, 3 Mark 1s, Ruger Mark 1s, 22, but I have them all in the target model. I have the long, heavier barrel. I like those a lot. I don't have any Mark 2s, Mark 3s, Mark 4s because I have Mark 1s. That's what I'm used to. I have a Heritage Rough Rider revolver, 22 revolver. I have a Ruger Super Single 6 with, and the Heritage both all have Magnum cylinders, pistols. I have an old, it was called the Trapper model. What was it? Harrington and Richardson. It was a Trapper. I think it was a 9-shot revolver. You had to take the cylinder out to load it and unload it. That's why it was called the Trapper. What else do I have for revolvers? Oh, I have a Ruger Super Red Hawk and 480 Ruger. I killed a bear with that. I've killed several deer with that. I like the 480 Ruger. Kicks like a 44. Has a better trajectory and power than a 44 mag. It's right in between a 44 mag and a 454 Casull. Ballistically, right in between those two. And you can shoot it all day without getting a really sore wrist like a Casull or a 460. Those two, they kill me. 460, 454 Casull, the 500 AEs, they just kill my wrist. But the 480 on down, 44 mag, 357 mag, I can shoot those all day. But yeah. When I was teaching my girls how to shoot, we started with 22s. We progressed to a 380. And then we went to the 9mm. My oldest daughter never was real interested in guns. She came home from Philadelphia this last time, and she wanted to learn how to shoot a handgun. So we went out, and her and her husband both. She's a hell of a lot better shot than he is, I can tell you that. And we just did drills at 5 and 10 yards. That's all. Just accuracy drills at 5 and 10 yards. And I had several different handguns out there in 9mm, and she picked the one that she liked. And I said, that gun's a little heavy to be carrying all day in a purse or something like that. It had a red dot on it too. That was my Canik. That was one of my Canics, and I have to go outside and get it, but thanks, Muscle Show. Thanks. What I carry right now, I have an FN Reflex. I like that little gun, but I have to drift over to rear sight because it shoots a little to the right. It's a little high. That's not bad, but it shoots a little bit to the right, so that's got to get drifted over. And then my other one, the Canic that I have, has a red dot on it. That one I like, but it's a little bit heavier gun. Same size as the FN, but it's a little heavier. Because I think that's aluminum framed, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. There are several guns that I really enjoy shooting. A Model 94 3030. Ooh, cool. I have a 3030 also, but I think it's a Marlin. And I bought that one just because I wanted one. Not because I needed one, just because I wanted one. A lever action 3030. I wanted one. So I took it out. I didn't have to sight it in. I shot a deer with it. Put it in the safe. That's it. Done. I really don't need it. I have a Lee Enfield in here in 303 Brit that was sporterized. So there's a different stock and sights on it, but it's the same action and barrel that was used during World War II. Just one of the slickest bolts on that gun you've ever seen in your life. One of the slickest bolts. Anyway, I've never had that one hunting. I would like to take that one out and hunt with it. What else I got that's, I don't know. I don't have anything really different, but a bunch of guns, a bunch of rifles. I had been on the last few years anyway of pistol kick, CZs and Canics, basically. I like CZs. They have probably the second best trigger from the factory of any gun. Canic by far is the best trigger from the factory out of the box of any gun I've ever shot. Period. Don't care. Oh, I do carry a Glock 43X too. MOS. That one has a red dot on. That Glock I like. I don't like Glocks because of just the angle of the grip, but on the 43X they changed that handle grip, that grip angle just a little bit, makes it more comfortable. Very shootable gun. It's a really concealable gun. I can carry that one on my hip on the outside, and you don't even know it's there if I have a shirt over it. You have no clue. I could put a T-shirt over it. You don't even know it's there. And same thing with the FN. I have a little Ruger LCP. LCP, the first one that came out in 380. That one's a good little pocket pistol. That one you can put in your pocket and dress slacks, and nobody knows that one's there either. I was thinking about an LCP too. That might be a good one too. I don't know. I have one on layaway over at Pearson's, and I'll get it this month. And I'm not even really sure what the hell it was anymore. I did. I have a couple of off ones. I bought a 45. I have two Colt 38 Super 1911s. I have an IWI 45 steel framer. I have some odd stuff like that. every once in a while you come across a good gun that's not mainstream, but are very good. Czech guns, Turkish guns seem to be pretty good. Their manufacturing processes and their quality control is very, very good. So I don't have a problem with those guns at all. All right, guys. Well, I'm getting to wandering here. So what do I have this next month? April, May. I have 2 concerts this next month. I have Warrant. We're going to go see Warrant one more time. And I have a band called Liverpool Legends. They dress, they act, they look like, they play all of the Beatles stuff. This will be the second time I've seen them. They're excellent. If you ever get a chance to see them and you like Beatles music, go see Liverpool Legends. Awesome band. And I thought there was another band coming. I'm not sure which one it was, from the 80s. Oh yeah, they'll sing A Hard Day's Night. They'll sing them all, man. It's a great show. It really is a good show. And it's really not a stand-up concert where, you have general admission and a floor where you can stand. It's more of a sit-down concert. They have tables on the floor with chairs, and you sit down. I have to look, but I have to look if this a general admission concert or not. I don't have it here. Saw it in the kitchen. And I don't like the fact that the Surf Ballroom and Museum, and you guys know that I talk about it quite a little. The Surf Ballroom Museum in Clear Lake, Iowa is where Buddy Holly played his final concert. They took off from the Mason City Airport, which is just down the road a couple miles, crashed into the cornfield just south of the airport off the runway. And I can show you where that's at. I may have to do a live video of that. You can walk down to the exact spot where the plane crashed. But in the ballroom itself, and they call it a ballroom because they used to dance there in the 40s and 50s. It was built in the 40s. So, and the big bands all played there. And all the guitars are hung up on the wall in the bar, all the pictures, all the memorabilia. And it's just a great place. I think maximum capacity is 2,500 people. Yeah, Chicago is a wonderful concert. Oh God, I love horns. Man, I just love horns in a band. Maybe it's because I played saxophone. My daughter played saxophone. My oldest daughter played clarinet, bass clarinet, flute, all of the blow into the instrument. She played them all. My oldest one is a music prodigy. She's three times all state bass clarinet. Yeah. She can play anything. I actually got her for Christmas a whole set of Hohner harmonicas, every different octave, every different tone, and she can play them. Guitar, she can play. But all of my girls, and I did this, and everybody should do this. If your kids are interested in music, slightest bit, make them learn how to play piano before they take any instrument in school, in band or in whatever, marching band, orchestra. Make them take piano lessons and learn how to play the piano. I did that for all 3 of my girls. Why? Because I have a piano right there. That is my grandmother's piano. She got that for a wedding gift. I got that. All three of my girls learned how to play that piano. They took piano lessons. I paid for lessons. I drove them to lessons. I drove them back from lessons. They could all play piano, and I think they can all still play it today. Then they took an instrument in school. Why'd I do that? Because piano is like wrestling. It's a foundational tool. With piano, you learn notes, you learn dexterity, you learn math, you learn how to read music, everything. It's a foundation. It's a foundation for all those other instruments. And learning music in school makes a child better at math, makes a better child better in science. So I believe in that. You know, other people have their own opinions, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I just know my kids are, my middle daughter still has her saxophone with her. She still plays it. Actually, I can put my fingers on the keys yet. I can actually make it. I can actually make it make sound, but I don't know the notes anymore. I could probably do a scale. My fingers aren't as dexterous as they used to be, but I could probably still do it. Yeah. Written music is math. Exactly. And none of my girls had any problems in school except for the bullying, because we moved here when they were in like 9th grade, 8th grade, 7th grade. They went to Catholic school to start with, where we lived in Washington, Iowa, and then where we lived up here, they went to the Catholic school, and then over to the 9th grade, high school there. But that name, our name, wasn't one of the clique names, so they got bullied. And I told them, you have to deal with it, man. And I showed them how to deal with it, especially the name calling and the insults. They say, go on a computer, look up quick comebacks, look up insults online. Yeah, you're ugly. Yeah, but you're fat. Ugly goes away, or fat goes away, ugly doesn't. Blah blah blah. That kind of shit. And that seemed to help out. Nobody actually got into a physical fight, but like I told them, you don't start fights, but you goddamn sure finish them. So that's, probably wasn't the best father, but I did teach him how to change oil on a car. My wife is the indoor kind of person, putting up drywall, taping and mud and painting and that kind of shit. She's good at that. So my wife taught him all that stuff, and my daughter is redoing her basement, and I'm hauling shit back and burning stuff and taking nails out. And no, Pedro, I was a drunk. No, I wasn't a drunk. I was an alcoholic. I was a functional alcoholic. And probably wasn't the best environment, but I did teach those girls. I took them trapping with me. I took them hunting, and maybe didn't get them into hunting as much as I could have, or guns, because they were more into boys, girls, sports, blah, blah, blah. And because they were girls, I let my wife do most of the raising of girls, because there are things that a woman can teach other girls that a guy can't, And so, yeah, I probably wasn't the best dad, but I was a dad. I was present, and I did teach them some things. So, yeah, maybe. Who knows? I quit drinking, what, 2 years ago? 2 years ago. I know my oldest daughter is proud of me for quitting drinking, but she never says it, but I know she is because she's the one that harangued me into quitting. And quitting alcohol is like anything else. You have to want to quit. You're not going to quit because somebody else wants you to. You're going to quit because you want to. And I could see what it was doing to me finally. And so I quit. Had to in order to heal up. So alcohol is good to a point. Then after that, it's no good anymore. And I didn't know when to stop at that point. I was actually to the point where I would go out to my shed, fill up a glass, 12 ounce, 15 ounce, 20 ounce glass with ice, fill it with scotch or whiskey at 10 o'clock in the morning, and continue to drink until the afternoon. So, there comes a point. There comes a point. There comes a point. Even my stepdad, when we were kids, he would always have 2 cases of beer in the basement. Always, always. Budweiser and Special Export, made by Heilemann's, in a green bottle. And he liked that beer. And on Sundays were always the days when you played cards. You had fried chicken dinner. His brother would come over, Al, and his wife, Pat, and their girls, Lori, Lisa, Lynn. And they would play cards and they would drink. And when I was a child, even smaller, when my mom would go to her parents' place and her brothers, could be Norb, Frank, Jim, Joe, John, Grandpa Leo. They'd all sit around the table playing cards, drinking beer. And my stepdad and his brother and mom and Aunt Pat would sit around playing cards, and they would drink, what was it? Canadian whiskey. Whiskey sours, whiskey and 7 and 7. Canadian Club was the whiskey, blended Canadian whiskey, 7 and 7. So I grew up around alcohol. I think the first time I got drunk was at my grandpa's place. He used to make his own beer, and I took a bottle and I drank it, and I got drunker than fuck. And the first time I got drunk, I was probably 8, 9 years old. So, yeah, my daughters all drink wine right now, or wine coolers, or White Claws, or shit like that. My middle daughter is the one I worry about. She drinks more than the other two. And I remind her all the time. But they all drink wine. My wife drinks wine with them, so, that's about the only time my wife drinks is when the girls are home and they have wine for dinner or whatever. But I quit smoking cigarettes a long time ago. Although I can smoke 1 or 2 now and not get hooked on them. Like when my brother comes over, I'll smoke one with him if I don't have a cigar out there. I smoke cigars. I like good cigars yet. I like a good cigar. And I dip Copenhagen snuff right there. Snuff. I got a lip full right now. I chew all day, every day. I've been trying to quit by chewing this in between. But the hardest thing you will ever quit in your life, I think, besides maybe heroin, is Copenhagen snuff dip, because the nicotine goes right into your bloodstream, man. Yeah, my mom and stepdad and my dad all smoked. My mom and dad smoked Camel non-filtered. Then when my dad died, my mom was still smoking. My stepdad smoked Cools. And my mom went to a filtered cigarette after that. I can't remember what she smoked. And then they both quit by sucking on hard candy. So we had, as kids, it was great for us because we had hard candy everywhere, man. They quit. I picked it up. I was about 13, I think. And I quit when I went in the Army the first time. After basic training, I was down to like 2 cigarettes a day from a couple of packs, pack and a half. And I didn't quit. I kind of lessened a lot, but I didn't quit. And then when I went in the Army the second time, and I went into SF, Special Forces, I had to go to the Q course. And during phase 1 of the Q course, you got to do a lot of patrolling. Well, on patrolling, you don't smoke at all. And a dude, buddy of mine from Tennessee, old boy from Tennessee, gave me a dip of Copenhagen, and I was hooked from then on. All right, Pedro, we'll see you, man. Hey, Dandy Dave. Let me do you. Hold up here. I'm going to add you as a moderator. Save. Okay. Added you as a moderator, dude. Yeah, see you, Pedro. We'll get together sometime, man. You're a long cut guy? I never could do long cut. And I cannot do wintergreen or any of the flavors. It just upsets my... See, I dip in my top lip. I dip in my top lip. And I was taught how to do that by my friend from West Virginia, I believe. Because he got tired. He was our section leader. He got tired of spit cans laying all over the place. And I get tired of them too. You knock them over. Anyway. Silver. Okay, we'll do. We'll do. Let me write that down. God damn it, come here. I will do that. I will do that. I will do that. And when you dip in your top lip, you don't have as much saliva produced as you do in your bottom lip. You will produce saliva all day in your bottom lip. You'll spit all day. You put it in your top lip, and you don't produce as much saliva. You don't spit as much, not near as much. And you will find that you actually swallow whatever little you do produce. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do that. Okay, I may get stomach cancer. I may get tracheal cancer from swallowing, but I don't believe so, because the strongest part of the tobacco I spit, at the beginning of the dip, but after that, then you're swallowing most of the time. So it's not near as much nicotine, whatever. And the reason I smoke cigars, see you, Pedro. Peace out, bud. And the reason I smoke cigars is because cigars do not, especially good cigars, do not contain all of the chemicals that cigarettes have in them. They don't have all that. A good cigar is just natural tobacco. That's all it is. And you're not inhaling them like you are a cigarette. You know, you can inhale cigars. Some cigars are very mild and you can inhale them actually, but you don't most of the time. So there's that. You're not going to get lung cancer. I get tested regularly. I have had no problem with my stomach actually, other than what do you call it? Acid reflux. I had a problem with that, but that was what I was eating: hot peppers, hot peppers, habaneros, jalapenos, reapers. You know, I like hot food, but can't eat it anymore. Can't eat it anymore. I can eat maybe some jalapenos or habaneros on a pizza or something like that every once in a while, but not very much at all. I don't use any milk products anymore. I used to love my ice cream. Don't eat ice cream. Don't drink milk anymore. And that's helped with acid reflux a lot. And I don't take near as many pills or acid pills as I used to, if at all. And I find as you get older, all your habits change, all your food preferences change, everything changes, and you have to roll with it, man. You got to roll with it. So, all right, we're over 2 hours. I think I'm going to end this. Just on and on and on about every fucking thing. So, we will cut this one down. And we will see you all later. I'm sorry, Dandy Dave, but I gave you a wrench. So if you make one more comment, you'll see that you have a wrench. Muscle Shell. Hold up a second. I will do you also as a moderator. Forgot to do that. Yes, peppers are good for capsaicin is and I do eat red pepper and hot sauce, McElhaney's hot sauce, and some other hot sauces in food, on food. I eat a lot of black pepper, man. So, but I eat a lot of salt too. And they say salt's not good for your high blood pressure. You know what? I don't have high blood pressure. So, and I eat a lot of salt. So there you go, man. Next stream I will share what's called a Jedi juice with you guys. I got it from Redonkulous.com. Battledorf. If you don't know Battledorf or Redonkulous.com, REDONKULAS, Redonkulous. If it's ridiculous and wrong, it's Redonkulous. Go to Redonkulous.com. Terrence Pop is a guy I served with in the 12th Special Forces Group. He was in Charlie Company. I was in Bravo Company, 1st Battalion. He was in Michigan. I was in Illinois. We did do one mission together that I remember. And he probably doesn't remember me, and I don't. It doesn't matter. But one of his buddies from up there out of the civil affairs is Battledorf. And Battledorf gave me something called Jedi Juice. It'll cure your cancer. And it has capsaicin in it, Muscle Shell. So I will share that with you the next time I open something, which will be when I get something in the mail. And I got a lot of shit coming, so it'll be pretty soon. And I want to do, I got 4 hands full of foreign coins over there. Hands full of foreign coins. I want to give those away for 200 subscribers. I just don't know how to do that yet. If we're going to have a contest or whatever, I'll make a post and I will post it. All right. We'll see you guys later. Peace out, man.